Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Danny and this is Haley, and together we're Queens of Schemes. Today we have a special episode for you, and we are going to be starting our new series called Cringe Binge. In this series, we're going to pick one MLM and go over the funny, crazy, cringy posts that people will put on social media.
Today's Cringe Bin episode is going to be featuring Kangen or Enagic, which is a magical and very expensive water ionizing machine, which has been taking over the network marketing world one $5,000 water machine at a time. The reason that we want to share and go over these posts is because people have to turn into somebody different when they join an MLM. There's a certain persona and personality that people are required to take on, especially when they're on social media, because they are always in sales mode and they are always in recruitment mode. People that aren't a part of multi-level marketing would probably not really appreciate a lot of the behavior you see when people are trying to sell the product and also to get people to join their team. I would even describe it as, this is a business person that you would probably think is crooked if these are the kind of tactics that they're using to try and make a sale. People that are making these posts are getting this information from their upline. It's essentially a script. You'll see it in people with the same MLMs or similar, posting the same similar type of content or using the same types of tactics to try and engage with their audience. In the MLM world, Kangen and Enagic is considered a high-ticket affiliate marketing opportunity. Essentially, if someone says the word high-ticket affiliate marketing, you can almost guarantee that they are connected in some way to Kangen or Enagic. So let's get into it. What is Kangen? What is Enagic? What is so special about this water machine? So just a quick rundown. Kangen is a brand of water machine sold by a company called Enagic. The machines claim to make your tap water alkaline and healthier by changing its pH and filtering it. It's sold through an MLM model, which means reps make money not just by selling the machines, which cost thousands of dollars, but by recruiting other people to sell them too. A lot of health claims around it aren't backed by solid science, but that hasn't stopped people from treating this water like it's magic, and that's where things start to get interesting. This is the Enagic K8. This is the machine that most people are buying when they join the company or when they're buying from an affiliate. They have a variety of models, but this seems to be the most popular one. It's $5,700 USD.
Here's an example of a narrative that the reps in this company are trying to push. The post says, "We are looking after our son's school pets for the holidays. So done a little experiment with tap versus Kangen water, and they only drink the 8.5 pH Kangen water."
The first thing that I noticed, if this is the picture of the actual guinea pigs, is that there's only one bottle of water. So I would bet that the guinea pigs probably only drank Kangen water if that's all they were offered. I don't see a second source of water for them.
And I honestly don't think that these pets are choosing the Kangen water. I think they're just thirsty and drinking whatever water is available. Kind of like what you just said. Was there even tap water at the same time as the Kangen water? We don't know. What do I want to say about this post? Other than it's fucking ridiculous. If you have to stoop as low as to say the gerbil chose Kangen water over tap water, I think there's something seriously wrong with your marketing. It's water. Is there not other benefits that we could talk about that are scientifically backed?
And would this even be worth it? Like, is somebody really going to go, oh my gosh, I think I have to give my gerbils or my guinea pigs Kangen water, so I'm going to spend $5,700 on a machine to make sure that they can have the Kangen water?
I personally would be so embarrassed to be pushing posts like this, making ridiculous claims off of butch experiments that I'm doing in my house with the holiday pets. Like, it's just weird.
For some reason, I'm just realizing that this is the school pet that the kid has obviously brought home for the holidays. So what's the end goal here? The mom is going to send the gerbil, the guinea pig, back to school and get the kid to tell the teacher that they prefer the Kangen water over the tap water and try to get the teacher or the school to buy the machine?
Bingo. I think you just connected all the dots.
I can't think of another explanation of why somebody otherwise would do something like this and then also post about it online. Another interesting trend we are seeing Kangen and Enagic reps doing is they are bringing their machines on vacation with them. So this person brought my K to Jamaica for my long vacation. It's so amazing and not having to buy bottled water. So easy to connect, no issues at the airport.
Who in their right mind is going to drag this clunky thing to Cuba that's taking up all the space in their suitcase, going to make them go over their limit in terms of this, like the pounds that they're allowed to have when they're traveling?
No, they're taking it as their carry-on. There's no
That's
way they're
even
putting this
worse.
in a suitcase. Most people say they're bringing it in the carry-on.
Yeah, packing my carry-on. Don't forget the K8 machine. It must be so heavy to lug around.
I'm at a time in my life where I am trying to not pack as much because I don't want to drag around a big suitcase. So it would not appeal to me at all to bring this machine, whether it's in my suitcase or my carry-on, to go anywhere. I don't think that would be worth it. And I also think too, some of these places don't have drinkable water. So how do you know that hooking this machine up is changing it so that you're actually able to drink it? That's why they offer the bottled water, because the tap water isn't safe. And I'm not sure that hooking up the K8 is actually going to bring it to a level that would make it safe to consume.
We know that this lady spent almost $6,000 on this machine. At this point, buying a few bottled water on vacation at like $3-4 each, I would much rather invest in that and making sure that the water that I'm digesting is not going to make me sick than go out and buy a $6,000 clunker to drag around while I'm traveling. And I don't even travel enough for me to get my money back on that investment if it's just for water bottles anywhere else. I'll just buy the water bottle. So much cheaper. Sometimes I think that MLM companies don't think that we have critical thinking skills and we can point things out that don't seem like the others. So here again, on Kangen's website, they have a before and after picture of a lady who has allegedly been drinking their high quality water. I'm sorry, is it even the same lady? The one
I
on
don't
the
think so.
I don't think so either. There's like an angle difference that's really dramatically changing her face, but I really think that they just took two different people, thought, they kind of look alike. Let's show them how great our water is. But I think anybody who can see that there's issues with this before and after picture.
I agree with you. I do not think that that is the same person in both photos.
And if they are the same person, I don't need to be a doctor to know that this person underwent some type of surgery, because the noses aren't the same, the eyes don't look the same. This lady looks very different than her before picture. And the current, we don't even have a date. Was this a picture taken last week? Was it taken in October of 2023?
Also, I'm not trying to be rude, but they don't really look better. Like, you know what I mean? They have the mark on their face and stuff. So maybe that was some type of an injury that healed and they put their glasses on and they're smiling. I don't really see what the significance is supposed to be between the before and the after photo.
There's absolutely no description. We don't even know what to look at. What are they trying to highlight? Is it that her skin looks better? Is it that her nose completely changed? Is it the hair?
I guess we'll never know.
And this is something that we've noticed time and time again when it comes to MLMs trying to make a sale and posting for their products. These are the types of comparisons that they're constantly making. And hopefully in other Cringe Bin episodes, when we talk about a different specific MLM like Monet, the reps will absolutely claim that their before and after pictures are authentic. But when you break down the photo, you notice that there's a lot of problems with that photo.
That is a very common trend that I see in a lot of posts where you can't even tell what the change is. It's something for your skin, it's something for your hair, it's something for weight loss, and you can very clearly see that they're posting the before and after photo pretty much on the same day, or they're changing the lighting, or they're changing their positioning, but even then there's barely a noticeable difference.
And that's what makes it so hard to believe these before and after posts. I have no trust. Just like the one that we have posted right here. We have a lady who's not wearing the same clothing, not the same background. They're not smiling in the first picture. The angle of the picture being taken is different. One is closer, one is further. So really, really hard to make an assessment on those changes, because for one, we don't know what we're looking at. And for two, the pictures we're taking so dramatically different. How am I supposed to know that these changes are real? And I truly don't believe that this is the same person. And it's really hard when we're seeing these MLM posts when you can clearly see that it was a mother and daughter who took the before and after pictures. And it takes the internet sleuths to really look at it and go, one thing doesn't look like the other, and it's because they're not the same.
This is a 3-part post. The first part says, how I feel when I sold another Kangen water machine. Made an impact on their health, earned an extra 900 pounds this month, while Karen, who called this a scam a year and a half ago, is still stuck in her same old life, while I'm coming closer to more freedom. Cheers to not listening to negative opinions.
I don't say this very often, but Karen in this scenario is the only one who's right.
The thing that I'm starting to really dislike and see a lot of is people that are in MLMs for some reason think that every other job that somebody might have that's not an MLM is not worthy, and that they should be doing what they're doing because they can't have a good life and they can't achieve what they've achieved if they're not in an MLM. And the thing is, the Karen in this situation might have came to her with good intentions and tried to explain to her that maybe this isn't the best business to get into because it's very difficult to make money and it's a recruitment scheme. Not everybody wants to be in a business where you have to constantly recruit people.
And this is what really bothers me with MLM reps, is that the moment that we disagree with their income or health claims, we're the ones that get verbally attacked or insulted. We're the Karens, we're the scammers, we're the ones that don't want the best for them. When in reality, we're just trying to help them see that what they're involved in is likely not going to end well for them, because for 99% of people, they lose money.
Part 2, boom, just like that, help someone in my family get a Kangen water machine. Someone who also understands how important clean drinking water is, not just for their own health, but for people worldwide. And what does this mean for me? Besides making a real impact on someone's physical health, what does it mean financially?
This post is so confident for somebody who just scammed her family out of minimum $5,000.
And that is another point that I want to make, is most people's first sales or the advice that people are getting from their upline and other people in the company is to start with family and friends. So if you think that you're going to join an MLM and that's not going to be a requirement, or that's not going to become your personality because you need to make sales, it absolutely is something that you are probably going to be coerced into doing, because they're going to be pushing you to rank up and make those sales. And if you actually want to make money, there's no other way to do that than to sell these products that are very expensive and to recruit these people into this MLM.
And now part 3. It means that with just one sale, I earned 855 pounds on top of another 855 pound sale earlier this month. That's 1,710 pounds simply by spreading a mission of health. People who feel inspired by my mission invest in a product that changes their life. And if they want, they can start sharing this mission too. And we get compensated for making an impact. This goes back to the script that you were talking about earlier, where their upline already has a narrative that they want to push out. And many of these reps, when they're posting, it's literally the exact same post, and they're trying to hit people in the feels. This one, they're trying to make everyone realize that this is a health-driven mission, and they are trying to help people become healthier by drinking better water. And also, there is an income claim in this post, which reps are normally not allowed to do. I'm pretty sure it's for all MLMs. They're not supposed to be making income claims. And here, this rep is suggesting that if we sell 2 machines a month, we can make $1,700 or pounds.
I think another thing that really needs to be considered is how big of an impact you're actually making by selling people these products. Because in all 3 of her posts, she's claiming that she's on a mission to make an impact because you are going to get healthier by drinking Kangen water. And this isn't a deep dive episode, so we're not going to go into the science and why this doesn't necessarily make you a healthier person, but this is a method to try and hook people. This is not necessarily something that's going to be true. Drinking Kangen water exclusively does not necessarily mean that you're going to be healthier than somebody who doesn't drink Kangen water.
And this is the problem with all these posts. Reps say whatever they think is going to get that sale, whether it is true or not true. That's a shady marketing tactic. When you are straight up making lies about a product just to be able to push it or recruit people, that's scammy. You're in scam territory.
I think the biggest impact that a Kangen water machine is going to have on most people is the impact to their credit card, because they are expensive. $5,700 USD for a water machine.
I'm going to stick to my $20 Brita filter. Maybe I'm lowballing it, but I know it's a lot cheaper than $6,000.
I'm just going to drink the tap water. Something I've been really excited to talk about since it was announced this year at the Kangen convention is that they're now going to be selling Kangen Waygu beef. Introducing Kangen Waygu beef, now available in the US for the first time. What makes it different? These cattle are raised on up to 27 gallons of Kangen water daily, resulting in velvety, rich, marbled beef products that's free of antibiotics, added hormones, and animal byproducts. Sourced from the famous Masami Cattle Ranch, this is a premium crossbreed of Japanese Wagyu and American Angus. Now coming straight to your table through our Kangen beef subscription, launching next week. Clean water, clean beef, clean living. Stay tuned for pricing and order details.
I'm rolling my eyes so hard right now inside.
This is a look at the Kangen beef jerky. What we know so far about the beef jerky is that it's $30 for approximately an 8-ounce bag.
That's too expensive for beef jerky. They're not going to be able to sell those products as fast as they think they can. You know what I find interesting is that they're pushing that this Wagyu is going to be better because of the Kangen water that the beef are drinking, that the cows are drinking. Is that in the ingredients that we were just looking at, I noticed that the ingredient for water, that they didn't include Kangen water.
That is interesting. And I also didn't realize that apparently Kangen beef was available in Japan before this, which essentially I think that this whole thing is just a sales tactic. This is not the first time I've heard crazy things about the cows that they use as Wagyu getting special treatment. So it's not surprising to me that they would say, okay, now they're going to exclusively drink this water to make it even more premium. This article is saying that calves start feeding on mother's milk before transitioning at just the right time to a precise Japanese feeding program. Their diet consists of balanced grains and Kangen water to ensure the best tasting beef. Cattle drink about 27 gallons, approximately 102 liters of Kangen water every day. In Okinawa, Kangen beef also feeds on ukon, which is turmeric. To limit stress, Masami Cattle Ranch cares for the cows from birth to field and ultimately to table. The only time the cows leave the ranch is for processing and packaging.
My biggest question when it comes to these claims, what study was done to compare Wagyu cows with Kangen versus tap water? Like, how do they know that this is better for the cows and the meat that comes off of it?
I mean, the thing is it doesn't really matter if it's better for the cows. They're just doing it to butter them up so they can serve them on a plate later. There needs to be a study conducted where people are taste testing regular Wagyu beef and then the ones who just drink Kangen water. And we need to know, they need to do blind taste tests. An entire thing needs to be done. And I know they're trying to use this as a selling point. But let's just say, for example, you're at a restaurant and you order this. Is the person that's serving you, are they going to be educated in what Kangen water is? Are they actually going to even explain that it's with this Kangen water? Are they putting the description in the menu? Like, are people really going to care that it's Kangen water and understand the significance? I think the only people that are going to care are the ones that are drinking the Kool-Aid and buying the Kangen machines.
Definitely seeing a pattern here. Reps are giving water to animals and making all types of health claims from it. And I think that's kind of silly as well, you know, because humans aren't animals. So just because something's good for a gerbil doesn't mean that as a human it applies, right? And same with these Wagyu cows. And again, there's no scientific study to back up these claims that they're making. I think you hit it spot on. It's just a sales pitch.
And that is an interesting perspective. You don't typically see people in an MLM trying to sell it by saying, hey, this is great for an animal, so it's great for you too, which is also subjective because you don't actually know, does the cow care?
And in this particular scenario, we're talking about water. So water is good for animals. It is good for humans. We need it to live. And I just can't believe they made this entire market off of premium water.
I also feel like maybe Kangen is running out of people to sell water machines to, and that's why now they're featuring so many animals. They have oversaturated the market, so they can't find people to buy the water machines, so now they're trying to make other products, and I guess that includes Kangen beef.
And I'm going to make a prediction that we will have a Cringe Binge episode on Kangen again, and this time reps will be focusing on plants, giving plants Kangen water, because I haven't seen that yet, and we know they're going to hit that market.
Another trend in the Enagic community that I've been seeing seeing lately that I don't really understand is that people are suggesting that people should be putting 2.5 pH water in their eyes. So the post says, another amazing result from my Kangen hydrogen water machine. Reminder, certified medical grade water ionizer. A little backstory about this: in 2019, I had a conjunctival cyst drained and the optometrist poked my eye with a needle to do it. Fast forward to last summer, the cyst returned. Same exact spot as before. Instead of having a $1,200 bill like last time, I used 2.5 pH water and voila! 6 days later, it is barely there. I'm not trying to make any medical claims here, but it's truly incredible.
She doesn't want to make medical claims, but here she is making a huge medical claim. And here we go with the before and after pictures again. The first picture's blurry. It's a different angle. The eye is looking in a different place. How is that a fair comparison 6 days later? Like, the photography doesn't even add up at this point. Like, it's obviously being taken in a way that's misleading for day one because you can barely see. It's been blurred.
And another trend that I'm seeing too is how long does it take for the eye to heal naturally? Was it the Kangen water, or did 6 days just go by and it started looking better? Because I noticed that especially with the companies that are using a lot of fake science, things that your body will do naturally, they give credit to the product when really it might have just been time and something that your body would naturally do to heal itself. The other main thing in this post to point out is that it's not safe to put 2.5 pH water in your eye at all. Water with a pH of 2.5 is highly acidic and can cause significant damage to the delicate tissues of the eye. Normal tears have a pH of around 6.5 and 7.6, and anything significantly outside of that range can be irritating or harmful. So suggesting that people should be putting 2.5 pH water in their eye is actually very dangerous information to be spreading because they can do real damage to their eyes.
And this is what we're saying earlier, that reps will literally make all types of claims with no scientific research, with nothing backing it. They'll just say whatever makes sense to them to get that sale, regardless of whether that information is dangerous or not. So they're not thinking about the consequences or repercussions with these health claims that they're making. They're just putting it out in the universe, hoping that somebody buys the product. Here's an interesting post from a rep who is experiencing issues with her machine. TLDR, having trouble using a K8 in a location with very alkaline tap water. Ideas and suggestions welcome. I recently set up a K8 for my mom in Ottawa, Canada. It's been a bit of an ordeal because the city tap water is already pH 9.2 to 9.6. I guess some cities add sodium hydroxide to the water, which helps protect against lead in the pipes. Because electrolysis of the water, what our K8s do, makes the water more alkaline, all Kangen water settings, 8.5, 9.0, 9.5, are coming out 9.8 to 10.9. We also installed a Frizz Life filter at that tap, which didn't really improve the situation by much. Today her kitchen tap, no filter, is pH 9.6, and the bar sink with Frizz Life filter is 9.3. Basically, the issue here that this rep is trying to explain is that the water's already alkaline.
Essentially, the rest of the post is her explaining that she's also tried to add a filter, and the filter is also not making a difference. So she's currently using an 8.5 setting, but getting a pH of 9.8. She's asking if anybody else has had this issue because she's very disappointed. What I gathered from this post is that the machine in this situation is not necessary because all it's doing is making the water more alkaline. She already has alkaline water.
Which is great news because that means they don't have to spend $6,000 on a machine to get the desired alkaline water. The Ottawa City is protecting its citizens against the Kangen MLM huns by providing them with alkaline water to begin with. Good job.
There is definitely a cult following that comes with Kangen as well. They think that Kangen can cure everything. And as you can see in this video, she's saying, my brother was diagnosed with a rare brain virus in 2020. And let's see what happens. So he drank the water for 7 months and now he's standing. And this is so vague. What is the brain virus? Is he paralyzed? Why is he in a wheelchair? Not everybody that's in a wheelchair necessarily can't walk.
These are some really bold health claims and dangerous again. Now we're going to have people believing that parasites in the brain and neurological issues can be magically cured by Kangen water.
Reps using products should absolutely not be making claims like this. They're not true. There's no way to prove that this is what actually happened, and it's exploitive and manipulative of people's emotions.
I'm absolutely horrified by this video. The music, what she's trying to claim, it's just such a far stretch and there's nothing backing it. Like, she didn't show one study that is proving the point, and it kind of goes back to the questions that you were asking. There are so many factors going on that could be dictating the outcome of this person's life, and they could be doing other things that are positive, like exercise and dieting. There are other things that could have led to them getting better. I just don't know that Kangen had anything to do with it, and it's just spreading misinformation into the world that we don't really need. People should be invited to visit their local health centers and not their local MLM rep.
And it's all in the name of making a sale. She's hoping that people are going to come across this video and they're going to contact her so that they can get their own Kangen water machine so that they can fix neurological issues at home.
Fucking wild. Again, I will say it with full chest. I don't think I need to be a doctor to know that what they're spewing is probably unlikely. If water was the cure for everything, we'd all not have problems, because last time I checked, we had to drink it every day just to be alive.
This is another one of those things where if this was actually true, they would probably be using Kangen in a lot of other places, and they would be monetizing off of the fact that they can give you this special alkaline water that can cure all types of viruses. Thanks for binging the cringe with us. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more MLM craziness.
Thank you.